Now, I'm joined here by Margaret O'Brien, nee Collins, who was born here in the Glen, and Margaret's going to tell us a few stories. Margaret, you were born here in this house, and do you want to tell us who Mum and Dad were?
Well, I was born here in this house, and my mother was May Collins nee Foley, and my father was Jimmy Collins from Brochel, and we had a great childhood here. Our playground was the river, and the children from Holy Cross and the main street came every morning with their jam jars, and we spent all day, every day in the river. So I was here until I was 25. I got married then and I left. This house here behind me was like Limerick Junction. There was people always in and out, which is completely different these days. You don't see that anymore.
Yeah, and who else? I mean, obviously Margaret, I know, but I'm only telling the other people.
Yes.
Who else was here in the house with you back then?
Oh, James Collins, my brother, and my sister Katie, Lord Merton her, and there were no cars that time passing the top of the glen, so the people only opened the doors in the morning, left the children out. You wouldn't even have to check on them. And we came up from the river for our dinner and went back again with our jam jars, and that was my childhood here.
Do you remember that story May Maroon used to talk about her own children and they going missing, and will they ever come back, and they're falling into the river, they're climbing up the walls? Do you remember that story May used to say, no?
Did she say, don't call me again until they're dead? Yes.
The children would be everywhere, wouldn't they?
Yes, everywhere.
Yeah. What other families, Margaret, do you remember now would say, did you remember growing up back here?
Well, the Madigans were a big part of it. Dolly and Maureen were always in the Glen.
Yeah.
And Teresa, their sister, and the Ryans, Kay and Mary and Anne, they were always in the Glen as well.
Yeah, they would have been just here in the house.
They would have been in that house there, yes. It was always the same people in the Glen, really, like.
Yeah.
That their grandmothers or mothers and fathers had lived in the houses here, and when they left and went to Holy Cross and whatever, they always still came here every day.
That's right.
Yeah. For the river.
So the river was a great draw.
That was our playground.
Yeah. How about the Lynch sisters above at the top? Any story about them?
Well, Hen and Liz.
Yeah.
Hen and Liz were unbelievable. They lived their own lives and did their own thing, and they had two big brown mugs that they used to drink the tea out of, and John's wife came one day and she washed the two mugs. John Lane. And John's wife, Bridie, the Lord Mercer, washed the two mugs. And Liz said to my mother one day, May, there isn't taste nor flavour out of the tea over Bridie since she washed the two mugs. There was no water, no toilets, anything. The river served that purpose as well.
That's right.
Yes.
I mean, literally the bucket would come out in the morning, is that right?
Oh yes, there was a young fella down the Glen one day and he got the contents of the bucket up in the head.
And we're not going to name names.
And we won't say any names now.
Right. It was myself. I got the bucket of it down the top of the head. I did. Yeah.
So the collies were well fed.
Yeah. So there were great memories down here from long ago.
Oh, great memories down here. It was fantastic. And Tim Lyons was up at the top, and Hen and Liz, and John Clifton was somewhere around here, wasn't he? John Clifton, yes.
Yeah.
And Paddy Sheedy was somewhere around here.
And your father, Jimmy, he worked in the bakery, didn't he, Margaret?
Well, he used to go to work at 4 o'clock every morning.
Yeah.
Jimmy Ryan from Holy Cross used to knock at the window there. Are you getting up, Jim? I am Jim. Are you ready, Jim? Are you awake, Jim? I am Jim. This was going on. My mother said that went on for an hour every morning at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. And he worked in the bakery up Smith's Lane.
He worked in the bakery up Smith's Lane for a good number of years and went to Aircom after Telecom after that.
That's right.
Yeah.
And May then would say, my aunt, your mother,
Yeah.
know, she was a gas woman around the town.
Oh.
Around the town up until she was 90.
She was down the town at 90 years of age. She used to go to the town every day.
Yeah.
She had to go down to the town every whole single day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Everybody.
shopping and all, yeah.
She was, and everybody in the town knew me.
That's right. And every outing that was going, she'd be at every outing.
Oh, she used to live for the outings with Ian Dial and the bus. Absolutely.
Yeah.
they were the highlight of her life.
That's right.
And meeting all her friends.
Yeah.
Most of them are gone now.
Yeah, sure, yeah. And a great woman to sing a song too.
Oh, she was great to sing. But all the Foleys are good to sing. It kind of passed me by.
No, but you're a good one to tell the story.
I don't know.
No, excellent. All right, now.
Thanks, Paddy.
No problem at all. Thanks a lot.